In the beginning, there was a box. A millennium of prohibition had ended. Hope and despair consumed the world, and all left the same words. The box is the one thing that must never be opened.
Zidane Daney, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are going to be talking about one of my new favorite mangas, Pandora 7. And yes, this is a very, very good manga that not only have I read, but at this point, so has Joker, and at some point soon, Jack will also have read this. So pretty much the entire Nerd Chat crew is on top of this manga because we all are really enjoying it. So there's that. Real quick though, before we get into too much of this manga is rated older teen. It is not rated M, but it's a bit higher on the older teen segment. It still deals with a lot of heavy topics, and while I'm not going to go into too much detail with that specifically, I do think that it is important that people understand that this is a dark manga. This is a very dark manga. It deals with stuff such as murder, as well as other things. As in, this talks about some really, really fucked up shit. So if you are not at least an older teen, don't read this. If you have dealt with certain really bad stuff, I would not recommend reading this. If it's not clear what I'm talking about the R word. So yeah, this talks a little bit about that. So be aware. It does not show anything, so don't worry about that too much, but it does deal with certain topics like that. But as for the series itself, it is the book, because as of right now, this is the only volume that is out here in America. Over in Japan, there are 3 volumes, as far as I'm aware. But on top of that, this is the debut manga for this author, Yuta Kayashima. This is her first manga ever, which... What? How did you come out with something truly this incredible on your first go? I have no idea. It's amazing. So, yeah, we're going to talk about it. And expect in the future to see a nerd chat specifically talking about this book, because it's truly incredible. But anyways, let's actually talk about this book. So, as I do with most of my manga Show It Some Loves, I will go ahead and read the back really quick. Pandora's box must never be opened. Scale, wing, vine, hair, none of that mattered to Leah, because her friends and mother loved her. She lived happily and peacefully, an almost worry-free existence as the sole member of Humania on the island. Of course, she dreamed about meeting others of her kind, but she never really expected the joyous days to end until they did, until humans arrived and attacked her friends and family, until she opened the box. And so began her lonely quest to save them all. That is truly a interesting way to start off this series. And I do absolutely recommend that no matter what manga that you are planning on reading, always read the back before you actually purchase it, because that will give you a good representation of what the series is. But Pandora 7 is about Leah, who is the main character seen here, as well as a little bit about her brother, which I am currently forgetting his name, but I think it's like Rika or something. Let me go ahead. Let me make sure. Yeah, here we go. Here we should be around here somewhere. But yeah, the point is, he's pretty important. He gets introduced a little bit later, but that's beside the point. So they are brother and sister. Leah is the adopted daughter of a dragon, and her brother is the actual biological son. And basically they're going to be journeying together. But to start off the story, Leah is just living on an island, perfectly fine, when humans attack. Literally, the worst thing that could happen happens. The actual monsters of this world, in a world filled with what looks like monsters, is her own species? How? I can't imagine what that would feel like, to suddenly be there, and then you think that you've got all of these ideas of what your species could actually be like, and how they must be peaceful just like the rest of these people that you know, and then they attack you. They come destroying your island, killing your friends, and literally cutting your baby brother out of his mother's womb and making it look like they've killed her right in front of you. Imagining that is fucking terrifying. That is insane to me, that is actually the story that is in here. And it's really chaotic. The art style really goes and shows what this is like. As you're seeing Leah, all of them, the different species, are drawn in a way that shows that they love her. But then when we eventually do get to the actual attack, what would be the humans, over and over again, they are shown to be the monstrous ones. In many manga, they make clear who the monsters are by making them grotesque and disgusting. This manga turns that on its head and specifically shows the humans. The humans are the ones that are the monsters. It does show that certain humans are not... they can go kind of between this monstrous form and this just regular person form, but which I think signifies that some of these characters will eventually be allies, but it's unclear at this point in time. And pretty much everyone that is meant to be a bad guy is shown to be terrifying. They make them in that the author makes that clear, and it's truly incredible. There are also multiple times where Leah has to fight, and it's really interesting because of the fact that Leah jumps into a fight as soon as she sees a fight coming. She jumps to action. When she realizes that there is no other option, she chooses to fight. She is shown multiple times to be very smart and to be very calculating. She can spot where someone's weakness is very quickly. In the very first few moments of the book, we actually see her shoot a tree to make it drop all of its fruit in a very quick and effective way. It shows how smart she is and how calculating she is. And then later, when something else terrible is happening, she watches for a weak point and uses that to her advantage to save her own skin and then to be able to fight and protect herself. It's incredible. She, while there, like I said, there are characters that will come and save her every now and again, but she is not the one who needs saving. If she wanted to, 100%, I think that she could have gone through the entire army by herself and kicked ass. And I love that. And on top of that, I absolutely love the character designs, especially of the different monsters. Or different species, I should say. So, Pandora 7 is specifically, the 7 is specifically referring to all of the different races in this world. Pandora obviously is referring to the Pandora's box, which obviously, it's a magical MacGuffin. We'll talk more about it at some point, I think. We'll see exactly. But as for the Pandora, the 7 part, that is specifically talking about the 7 species of this world. Obviously, there's Humania, which are humans. But then there are the other 6 races, which there is Birdinia, which are semi-bird-like creatures. They're humanoid birds, basically. They all have wings. Nearly all of the species has wings. Some, like the village elder, have had their beaks turned into masks. Stuff like that. There's little things like that that are really interesting. And then there is Plantia, which are all based off of different plants, which, like, seriously, look at some of those different plants. You're going to be in, the author actually specifically mentions that a lot of the plant species, the Plantia, were based off of her garden that she has, which, that's cool. Then there is Kraldia, which is basically all of the different animals that she couldn't really fit into another specific spot, specifically bugs, reptiles, amphibians, and so on. Then there's Dragonia, dragons, and then finally Warmia, which is that's all of the animal-like races. So basically, there's a lion, there are tigers, bears, different things like that. That is what the Warmia are. And then there's finally the Delmonia, which are pretty much anything else, like demons or fairies or inorganic creatures, different things like that. That's what the author describes as being what the Delmonia are. And it's really interesting. Like I said, there's a lot of really cool information at the back of this book that basically goes over certain things about the world building, and I kind of love it. I'm really intrigued to see if certain characters are actually going to be playing more of an important role as we continue on with this series. As currently, there is a character from every single one of the different races that are a friend of hers, and except for that of Birdinia. She has a friend who's a plant. She has a friend who's a Kraldia. Her mother and her brother are dragons, and her, I guess, stepdad? I'm not going to go too much in depth with that, but I'm thinking he is her stepdad, is a Warmia, and then she has another friend who is a Delmonia. So, yeah, the only one that's not really there is Birdinia. So, my guess is that there's going to be someone, they're going to basically form a group at some point that is going to basically be the protectors of Pandora's box. She has Pandora's box inside of her, and then her friends will be the ones who guard her to, they're basically a team. My idea is basically something along the lines of 7 Deadly Sins to a certain degree, but we'll see exactly how that's going to play out as the story continues. But like I said, there's a lot of things within this manga that I'm just like, this is so cool! I wish that I could really go in depth with all the different characters and all the different things that happen within this first volume, but I'm gonna wait on that until the next nerd chat that we're gonna be discussing this in. I don't think it's gonna be the next one, but it might be the one afterwards. So kind of depends on what me and the nerd me, Jack, and Joker decide on doing. But yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy that, and you guys will see how much fun this series is. Maybe we'll do something else fun with it. I do expect that there will be several more videos talking about Pandora 7, as well as some other manga, so look forward to all of those, especially considering the fact that before too long we're going to be talking about Hunter's Guild Red Hood and saying goodbye. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments below. If you do have a theory, make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment. And of course, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and ring that notification bell. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I'll see you guys next time. But on!